If you'd like to get in a queue to ask a question, you can do so by virtually raising your hands. And we'll begin with Stephen Goff from Yahoo.
Hey guys, thanks for your time. One question for each of you. Haji, wondering if you could just describe the form you're in this season at Coventry, what that has meant to you, and what that has meant to keeping you in and getting you back up into the national team for this camp. And then for Aidan, what it's like to play on a team facing Haji over in England and the problems he creates. Thanks to both of you.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season. Obviously it feels great to be able to perform the way I've been this season. It's no secret I want to be in the World Cup squad, so doing my best to perform week in and week out and hopefully give myself the best opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and for playing Haji, I haven't played him yet, but we'll do our best to handle him. I'm sure we'll be good with that. And his team's flying, so I think we're 1 point behind him, but when we play him, it'll be a good one for sure.
Next will be Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Thank you, Michael. Hello to both of you. I was hoping each of you could address this. You know, you've both for varying amounts of time been out of the squad and are now back into it. And I wonder how that feels, being back in it. And in the last window, the U.S. team tried a 3-4-2-1, I guess we'd call it. And I was wondering if you were able to watch that and analyze where you might fit in it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been probably a little bit shy of a year for me since I've been back, but it's been nice. It's obviously my goal and my dream to play for this country as much as I can, but you're going to go through times where you're not called up, and it's just in between those times, just put in the work and control your club level and then go from there. And then the formation, I watched a little bit of it, yeah, and it looked good. It looked good. I still think obviously it's been a bit of time since Poch has been here, but I still think we're growing and we're learning and we're figuring things out.
Yeah, I agree. I was able to watch the last two games from the last camp, and again, saw good things, and I think the formation can be an asset for us.
Next will be Ryan Tallmadge from Goal.com.
Thank you, Michael. Haji, this one's for you. Obviously, you're a guy who's played in different spots. You could play out wide, you could play centrally, and right now this team's kind of trying different ways to play and different ways for players to play off each other and different systems and everything like that. So for you, when you look at what your best role is, what is it, and how has it maybe changed, and how could it possibly change going forward, considering the form you're in right now?
It's hard to say. I've been playing primarily striker this season, so kind of that's where I see myself. But if I'm asked to play out wide or take a step back and play in the 10, it's all fine with me. I feel comfortable in all positions.
Next will be Doug McIntyre from Fox.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. I have a question for each of you too. Haji, start with you. You've been to a World Cup. You scored at a World Cup. But I think you're only in one camp before the last tournament, and even since the World Cup, you've been in, you've been out under both Greg and Mauricio. Even when you've been playing well and scoring goals for Coventry, how do you, in those moments where you're not called in, how do you stay positive and remember that it's important being there at the end, kind of like last time? And a similar question for you, Aidan. I mean, you were, I think you started the first two games Mauricio was there. You're not in for a year. But you're playing probably some of the best soccer of your life over in England. We watch you every week. How do you remind yourself that there's still time? And have you done anything to step up at all, or get even more out of yourself than you thought you were able to? Because I'm sure you thought you deserved to be in sometime between last year and now as well. Thank you.
Go ahead, bro. You first. It's been a good start to the year. Regardless if I get called in the camps or I don't, my theme doesn't change. I just try to wake up every day and just get better. Get that 1% better, and then, like I said earlier in the call, just control what I control. And with that, obviously leads to growing and getting better, and then leads me to these opportunities here. It was nice to be able to start those first games with Poch, and then I had a little injury in the next camp, and it was a long year for me going from Columbus to Middlesbrough. There wasn't much break for me, so I needed a little break maybe, needed some time, but I think everything works out how it should, and I'm in a good place right now. I'm playing good football, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Aidan. My mindset doesn't change whether I'm in camp or not. I try to work my hardest and do my best wherever I'm at. And hopefully, that hard work turns into an opportunity here with the national team. And if not, just continue to do what I expected of myself.
Next will be Henry Bushnell from The Athletic. Almost did it, Henry.
Thanks, Michael. Hey, guys, appreciate your time. Haji, a question for you, just following up on, I believe it was Ryan's question from earlier about your position. Have you spoken with the U.S. coaches yet about where they see you? I know you said you're comfortable in a variety of positions, but have they spoken to you about where they see you on the field?
No, we haven't had that conversation yet.
All right, thanks.
Next will be Charlie Bone from MLSsoccer.com.
Building on what Doug asked, I was wondering if you could speak on how you made the adjustment from MLS to the championship, what went into that, what it was that you had to do, maybe parts of your game you addressed, or just characteristics of the league and the environment. And then with the news of Darlington Nagbe's retirement going official today, I thought maybe you could share a little bit about the influence that he had on you in your career and your tribute to him.
Yeah, I think those two questions intertwine for me. I think my time in Columbus was so special. People like Darlington, people like Wolford and his whole coaching staff, they put me in such a good spot to be able to transition over to England and the champ a lot easier, I feel like. And for Darlington, man, what a guy. I think everyone who just talks about him and knows him only has such positive and good things about him. Obviously, everyone knows that's such a fantastic footballer he was, but as a person, he just practiced all the right things all the time. Always had a smile on his face, always is just a good human being. And I just, as much as I was around him, just tried to soak up as much as I could. And, he was such a big role model for me. And yeah, played a big part in my career, for sure.
Next will be Kyle Bond.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks, guys, for your time. Really appreciate it. Mauricio has talked a lot about how he doesn't believe it's good to over-communicate with players while they're at their clubs. He did, though, seem to indicate that his door or phone are open if players wish to reach out and chat with him. Did either of you consider reaching out at all to discuss where you stood? And regardless, do you feel like you knew what you had to do to get called back in, or was that a bit of a mystery?
No, I didn't call or speak to him while I was at my club. Having worked under him before, I kind of understand what he expects from us players, and I kind of try and show that in my performances at Coventry. Obviously, it's difficult with a different playing style, a different manager, but I try to work hard and put in my best performances so that I have a shot.
Next will be Amna Suban.
Hey, Haji, this one's for you. Going back to the Gold Cup and, with your injury, just, take me through your mindset of, mentally missing out on that opportunity, but trying to return to form. And, obviously it's translated in Coventry.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I was super excited to be at the Gold Cup and to be with the guys and, hopefully going a run and hopefully win the tournament at the end. Obviously, it's not how it turned out, but it's disappointing to not be able to really contribute much. And I just tried to heal up and get ready for the season and hopefully earn my spot back into the national team.
We'll go to Party Katri.
Hi, this question is for both of you. Obviously, we're coming up on the 1 year mark with Mauricio in charge. And I know you've both been in and out of the group, but what's it been like, being part of the group over this last year? We spoke to Tim yesterday and he described it sort of as like a learning year. And I guess just in addition to that, Haji, you said because you had worked with him like earlier on, what he wants from players. when they go back to their club. So I'm kind of curious if you could elaborate on that.
Do you want to answer?
She said Haji.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He wants us to be intense. He wants us to be physical. He wants us to, run hard and do everything with passion and belief. And try and take that back to my club and try and do that.
Next will be Donald Wine.
Thank you, Michael. Hey, gentlemen, appreciate your time today. I'm just curious, as the pressure starts to kind of build towards the World Cup and the roster naming and all that, how do you guys individually and collectively remain loose? Because that's also going to be important as a team to be able to stay loose as the pressure builds. And that's for either one.
Yeah, I'll take one here. I don't know. I don't think it's the hardest thing to stay loose. I think right now it's just really exciting. I think it's such an exciting time for U.S. soccer. Have such probably arguably the biggest tournament in the world on our home soil. So I think right now we're just trying to implement our spot in the squad, and just take every training as we can and just be the best version of ourselves with that. And then, yeah, it's just exciting. Honestly, it's just exciting. I don't think there's not real much, too much, I would say, pressure right now. I think we're just all excited and we're just trying to put ourselves in a good spot to be there.
Our last question today comes from Andrew Jones.
Thanks, Michael, as always. First for you, Haji. Frank Lampard, he praised you so far this season and in general said that he praised your energy and then your work ethic. You talk about the bond that you've grown with Coach Lampard over there, as well as the bond with you and Christian going all the way back, and how that still continues to rise. And for you, Aidan, though Riley McGee and Samuel did not get called up for Australia with Riley having an injury, of course, they're your teammates in Middlesbrough. You had a chance to talk with them before about facing off against their country in this window. So for you, Haji, first.
Yeah. Frank Lampard has been a big inspiration for me since he came in. He's shown me a lot of belief. Has been able to help me in training and in games to, just perform my best. He's he's a great player during his time, and now he's a great person to be around, and he's very personable. So it's easy to talk to him whenever I have any questions. And he's up until now gotten the best out of me, and I'm happy to play under him and try and keep performing for him in the club.
Yeah, a few of my guys aren't there actually, so I was bummed. That I wasn't able to see them over here, and I always hype up the States to them. I tell them it's the best place in the world. So I was bummed they couldn't see it and be here and compete against them. But there's been some good banter going on in the locker room, so I definitely got a point to prove.
Well, thanks to Aidan and thanks for Haji. And to all of you, again, we appreciate your patience today. We'll be here again the same time tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Time.